Good day, everyone. It's a sunny day, well, slightly overcast today, and I'm hoping to beat some of the rain we're supposed to have. I'm sitting here on my new little steps, the stoop as I've been calling it, outside my studio with the new windows and doors, and I'm going to try to get some of the area cleared, kind of work on a little bit of garden around the outside of the steps, and hoping to get into painting some of the stain around the trim and the steps. We are trying to do as much of the work that we can, just so we can afford everything. So that way we have the handyman do the harder bits, and then we come in and do the other stuff just to save on costs, so we can try to get a few more things done. So I'm thinking this video will be about me trying to get the little bit of garden just next to the steps and getting the stain done, but we'll see what happens. But right now it's a lovely sunny day. It's a good day to work outside. And speaking of which, I have to spray my fruit trees soon. So, yes, and the tide is out. You can see much of the beach is exposed. The spitting rock is almost completely exposed. The gulls are out. All right, let's get to work. So, repairs and cleanup continue on. Now, even though we have finally found a handyman, to save on costs, we are trying to do as much of the extra work so the handyman can do the more specific things, but then to save on costs, we are doing our own cleanup. I just today started staining the new trim on the windows. So it is lovely to have a handyman finally, but it would be nice to have someone who does it all right down to the end, but one does what one needs, and we do it all because we do what we need to do to remain at Bunny Hall, because it's funny what you'll do to be able to have this view. There goes hubby with some of the windows that we're saving. I'm saving some of the old windows because even though they are old, almost 80 years old, I'm saving them because they are going to become the new glass covers for my cold frames in the veg garden. I've been wanting to have some good cold frames for some time, and they have the old wooden frames on them. They need a little bit of sanding and some new pieces of wood, but because they actually have the mechanisms that let you open them up, it's going to be worth keeping them as the glass tops for cold frames. And so we recycle, we reuse, and do as much of the labor as we possibly can ourselves. But I'm still thankful for the handyman. First day enjoying rain on the new door and window in my studio study. Of course, I meant to be outside staining and clearing debris and mulching to make the garden, but thus is the weather. But it's actually quite nice to sit in here. I'm still trying to decide on curtains and paint colors and things, but it's nice to sit in here and watch the rain through the window. Well, a foggy interlude with my morning coffee. I had hoped at the end of this week for this vlog to have the trim all painted, the steps done, the mulch put in, and my pots planted, but things go at the pace they need to go. So I'm out here early morning on my stoop with my morning coffee, listening to the sounds of the morning birds. In the distance, I hope you can hear the foghorn. We just had a light rain. In fact, it's been the intermittent rain that sort of slowed me down this week. But we did get the trash pile cleaned up, and I did get some of the trim started to be painted. But again, this is a combination bit of DIY mixed with the new handyman, which is why it's so important in a place like this to have a reliable handyman, so that we can try to take our little budget and spread it to the things he can do quicker and more efficiently. And then we can be the grunt labor, cleaning and painting and staining. Although I have to say I'm rather excited to work on the little garden that's going to go around my stoop. And of course I'm already excited thinking about possibly turning it into a little porch next spring. The tide is middling now, halfway in and out. The waves are making a lovely noise though. And this little bit here, I think I've mentioned before, that slopes down to the long walk. I'm going to eventually have another little set of stairs here, so that when I come out of my studio onto that little area, I'll have a separate set of stairs and I can garden all around this. And my hope one day is to have a nice low box hedge that runs all along the outer edge of the long walk. Something I can keep low so you can still see the sea, but something that has a nice tidy edge. But boxwoods are ruinously expensive, so I've been taking cuttings and starting little small boxwoods. So we'll see. I may be 120 by the time they're the size I want them to be, but patience is a virtue, and it's part of being a gardener. It's part of having not very deep pockets. Well, today it's a bit windy, and the rain stopped this morning, but I thought for this week's vlog, besides staining and painting the outside of the house, of course I've been working on my usual artwork, and so I thought I would share one of this week's drawings and paintings, and it's actually in my series of imagined portraits of ladies with their pets. And this week's sketch is Lady with a Bunny. And you'll see in the series that I've done thus far, I've had Lady with a pink cat, Lady with a hedgehog, and Lady with a pug. So you can see they are just imagined portraits, but I love to sketch them and do them as watercolors, and then to do them in oil. And I do offer them as prints and on things and things like that. But I do love to work on series. They sort of give me a focus, but then still allow the creativity to happen within that realm. So I hope you enjoyed this week's sketch and painting in my series of ladies with their pets. And that's Lady with a Bunny. That's this week's shared artwork. Well, even though the sun's come out now, we had rain, so I was only able to get one coat on the trim work, and I had to stop at the very top because then the handyman had to come and fix a few pieces, and then we had heavy rain, and now it's almost time to edit for the video, and we had snow this morning, so. But now the sun's out, but I won't have time to finish this before this video, but I just wanted to show that I did get at least one coat of trim, and I've picked these pots out of my collection so far. I think I'm just going to use these for this year. I need to figure out, I think I'm going to do maybe some sort of, maybe just a boxwood circle or a pine, and then I'm going to plant under with some spring bulbs, and then I'll probably do petunias. And this is just sort of like a placeholder for this season. Of course, I have to finish clearing out, and then I'm going to clear this all out, and this will all be dug over and mulched. And then we'll have a little terrace, which for this year I'll probably just use either stone, gravel, or even just mulch, just to put a little, I think I'm going to get a little bistro set right here with a couple little chairs. So just wanted to show, this is how far I got with staining and working on the little garden outside my stoop, my set of stairs outside the new window and door. And we also got a new little window in the little, one of the bathroom sets right next to my studio there, which I started to stain, but again, rain and cold weather, etc. Well, at least I did that much, but of course I have to also work on my painting as an artwork, so I will do that, and on with the video. Well, thank you for joining me this week. I've only just started to put things back in the inside of my studio, and I'm still trying to decide about curtains. I'm not going to leave these, but I just need to put something up so that when I work on my computer I can block the sun, but then when I'm done I can open it back up. But it's lovely today. It's the first day I'm looking at my new doors and seeing a light dusting of snow, because this whole week it's been quite warm. It's been in the 50s Fahrenheit, so it's been like spring all week. And today I woke up planning on doing more outside with the garden, and now the ground is frozen. Let's sit on the stoop. Even though it's quite chilly, I'm outside in my dressing gown with my morning coffee, contemplating all that needs to be done. And though I had hoped by this video that the trim would all be painted and the pots put in place, but we had intermittent rain, so I had to stop. I only got half of the stain up. I'm still clearing out a lot of the vines and detritus around the outside of the stairs to get ready to work the ground and then lay mulch and put my pots in place. And then luckily I saved some bulbs, so I can put some bulbs in the pots. Well, thank you for joining me for this week's vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. As I said, I meant to have more focus on my things finished, but just as it's taken us this long to get the handyman and get things started, it's going to take me a while to do things as I'm doing all the little work by myself. But I'll close with the morning sunrise through the ladder still up from yesterday's trying to get some staining in before the rains came. And of course it was 50 and rainy yesterday. But you can see on the terrace the sheds are covered in snow just slightly. And I think it's meant to stay cold for a few days, and then we'll probably get warm spring-like weather again. So, but thank you for joining me this week, and I hope you have a lovely week and that you find a moment in your day to enjoy and indulge in your own passions. And until next week, remember, stay creative. Cheers.